Hello, I am Yanick Joseph. I'm an assistant professor in the School of Nursing. As a nurse educator, I am guided by the principle of justice in all aspects of teaching my students the art of caring for others from all different backgrounds. I have a duty to introduce and to engage my students in classroom discourse with issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion as a matter of not only ethical principle, but also as a matter of duty to my fellow nurses and my fellow patients. So I use several teaching and learning strategies in bringing in content that is inclusive and that also teaches future nurses to become more culturally aware. Cultural assessment is one of the first topics that we speak about. We speak about the students' various backgrounds. We also introduce students to different demographics of in the patient population that they will serve. So sometime in bringing that awareness to students, we have heated conversations, heated discussions about how they perceive the world and how they will act in a way that is responsible toward their patients, especially the patients who are from different backgrounds, that they may have biases. And this is sometimes one of the causative factor of implicit bias, one of the causative factor of patients having healthcare disparities, secondary to the healthcare provider not really being open to what the patient is going through because we have not looked at the patient in a culturally comprehensive way. So we have thoughtful discussions. We have the students also do some research on a demographic group that they may not have been aware of and to describe the healthcare disparities for that group. And then we simulate different case studies in the simulation lab where we will present different case scenarios that brings out those disparities. For example, when we have a patient situation where the student is dealing with a patient who is diabetic, but she is Latina and does not speak a word of English, then how does the student, instead of being aggravated or being disruptive, the student can find an interpreter and we give them this is how you would handle that situation. You would get someone who speaks, not a family member, but you would bring a trained interpreter, and that's the law also. So there's some legal aspects that we bring into the situation. For example, the ADA, the laws against people with disabilities, that's another major demographics who have major healthcare disparities. So we will bring a patient in from a different culture. We will bring someone who has issues with modesty, how they cover themselves, how you touch them or don't touch them, how you look at them. Eye contact is a good warming element of human communication. But in some cultures, it may look as you being arrogant, you being disrespectful, so you have to be aware of the different cultural underpinnings that patients bring to the patient experience, but the nurse also interact and engages with the patient. So we'll simulate a situation that is very similar to something that they would see in the real world. And then they can interact with a simulated patient, and then the debriefing, which is the major learning modality in simulation, we are able to extract the learning from the student. We deal with their feelings. So we bring all these aspects of care in our simulation, and they are able to digest some of it, and we debrief them. We extract what have you learned from this situation, and it's in a safe place. It's not like in the real world where they would really be, it would be problematic for them. Simulation is the vehicle that is critical to this learning, and the students feel safe about their feelings, about different issues, different subject matter. So bring it to the forefront, make it safe, it's okay to discuss this. Doesn't make you a good, bad, or indifferent person, but it makes you in touch not only with your own feelings, but you are also in touch with the people you're going to serve. You do not want to be part of the problem by being a cause that creates a disparity in caring for others. In conclusion, I do want to say that the methods that are being used in the simulation lab, plus the different research papers that the students have to do, and I think mostly having the students being open and feeling comfortable about a taboo subject, I think in certain ways, that my aim is actually to develop students, future nurses, who are going to be culturally competent, that they're going to be culturally sensitive, and they are going to able to get to their toolkits to develop better relationships and have better patient outcomes and eliminate some of the healthcare disparities that we see. I hope that you will have some takeaways from my talk, and that you will be able to use some of the techniques that I have described. And at the end of the day, it's really developing future nurses to serve a population that and to provide equitable and safe patient care. Thank you.